I'm streaming to you live. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Saturday, December 13th, 2025. I want to talk about oxygen therapy. Reason being is because I debriefed what happened yesterday, and I thought about what I noticed in the session, which was here, which I'm showing you on the screen, and I did the Feel It Friday workout. And there is a pattern that I'm starting to notice in the Feel It Friday workouts, which is becoming front and center for me. And every time I do this workout, I'm noticing this pattern. And it makes me think about what's in the bigger world that people are interested in, I want to call it that, or looking for ways to improve their avatar, if you want to call it, their body, to perform and just live well, live long, live young. And some of these things that people are looking at around the world, one of them is oxygen therapy to assist with and help improve different things inside the body. Now, there's different kinds of oxygen therapy. There's hyperbaric oxygen therapy. I've got a little list here. There's, they say, red light therapy boosts oxygen to the mitochondria. PEMF therapy claims to improve blood flow and oxygen delivery. And the last one, EWOT, E-W-O-T, exercise with oxygen therapy. So you're breathing it in. Well, when I think about oxygen therapy, when I critically think about it, we all know that oxygen goes through this thing and or this. Pretty much. Now, can it go through your skin into your body? I don't know. Because if I cut off this and pinch the lips and hold it on to long enough, what happens? I'll be lying flat on the floor. Right? I would be. Or I know this is kind of silly, but if I take this rope and I tie it around here and I squeeze, pull in as hard as I can, what's going to happen? Well, we all know. It's called a hangman. You're done. No oxygen. So what's the form of oxygen therapy? What's the best form of oxygen therapy? I asked myself this question. Reason being is because this list that I have here, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, red light therapy, PEMF therapy, exercise with oxygen therapy, I'm not doing any of it. But yet, I'm noticing a pattern when I do this Feel It Friday workout. And during yesterday's session, I was flipping the cards. They're right there. I'm going to go grab them, okay? But I'm going to grab the numbered cards in particular, because this is what I think about, or what I observe. So the cards were, I shuffled them with my card shuffler before I started, and I even showed it in that video right there. Okay? So, here we are. In reverse order, this was the last card. 10, 6, 5. So if I take out 16 cards. That's the second round of face cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to set this aside here. Now, in this deck of cards, there's the numbers 3 through 10. Okay? Now, in the first round, I want to see if there's any 3s in here. And when I looked, they're not. No 3s. So that means they're all in the second round. Okay? What about 4s? Oh, there's 1. There's 2. The other are in the second round. How about 5s? There's 1. There's 2. So the 3s all in the second round. 2 of the 4s in the second. 2 of the 5s in the second. And let's see, 6s. How many? There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. So now, just hear me out. Now I'm going to look at 10s. How many 10s? There's 1. There's 2. How many 9s? There's 1. 2. 3. So 3 9s in the first round. How about 8s? There's 1. 2. 3. So the bigger numbers are in the first round. That was yesterday. So what I'm getting at is that the number of reps in the first round was higher. And when I watched back the replay, I realized, my heart rate in the first round of this Feel It Friday workout was low. It remained low for the majority of the first round. And this scenario has been appearing now for several weeks. I've seen this, and I'm starting to notice a pattern. Because when I first started doing it, my heart rate was pretty, almost higher overall in the first round and in the second round. Now I'm starting to notice this change in the pattern. And I think about what I ate the day before, which was on Thursday. I had a bone broth soup made with 114 degree molecular bond angle water. Now it was not the deuterium depleted, it was reverse osmosis treated, which is currently at 4 parts per million. But the bond angle of the water gets changed, and I can sense the softness in the water because the 4 parts per million has it. Like it's really quite I notice it. So am I reaping the benefits of this bond angle that we put in the soup? And this was bone broth on Thursday night. It was leftovers from the day before. But on Thursday, I noticed that my heart rate was kind of low too. So, and I always think about what I do the day before, because will it have an influence on the following day? And the answer is always yes, because what you eat can affect your performance. So here I am thinking this morning, think about what happened this past few days, and there's a pattern. It's consistent. So if I'm not doing any of these therapies, what's causing this? I'm telling you, it's this right here. Now this is deuterium depleted, 114 degree molecular bond angle water. I'm just going to chug it because I want to get it over with. And is it overpowering, this list of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, red light therapy, PMF therapy, exercise with oxygen therapy? Because I'm putting the cleanest and most absorbable hydrogen and oxygen, which has a bond angle of 114 degrees, and it just spreads apart very easily. Now, does that influence how my blood is inside the body to deliver oxygen? When I do the workouts such as the Feel It Friday, you tell me. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure it out, because I'm noticing the patterns now. And the patterns are starting to improve, because in the episode on Thursday, I talked about exercise activating 78 genes, DNA genes, inside the body. And exercise does this because it helps make you feel younger. But that's 78, only 78 genes out of several thousand inside the body. So I'm really starting to see the power of this here after now 243 days. The X39, which David states, the founder of the company, resets several thousand genes inside the body. Not just 78, which I'm doing regularly, but now this here. And it's starting to show itself in the Feel It Friday sessions that I'm doing with the cards. When you do something consistently, you're going to start to notice differences, patterns that change. And I am. So if you think that I'm full of shit, start looking at the Feel It Friday patterns. See how I'm doing. I'm just doing it for myself, to see how I'm changing. Not anybody else. But I'm using this as part of my testimonial to show you that this thing here, this right here, the X39, when combined with deuterium depleted 114 degree molecular bond angle water, does it overpower anything oxygen therapy related? I'll tell you. Makes me think critically. And there's this fellow that talks about oxidative stress. You know, be careful about biohacking and so forth. His name, Khan, Khan. And he talks about perhaps if people are exercising, they might be putting too much oxidative stress on their body. Yeah, and you know, I think he has a point, because there's going to be probably different levels in terms of how your body manages that oxidative level. But if you're looking to reset those 78 genes to help you look younger, well, then you kind of have to do it, because it's part of the process. How much do you need to do? Well, that's going to be dependent on how much you can do. But if one is not supporting the oxygen levels inside their body with what I call the cleanest and most absorbable, well then yeah, then these people are going to have issues with oxidative stress, and it's going to affect the mitochondria inside the body. So he has a point. He does. But where he's missing is that people are maybe not replenishing the body with what it really needs. So is there value in what John Ellis has talked about? Because oxygen either goes in here or it goes in here, inside the body. So is it going to play? Is it going to be important? You bet. Because you can do all the fasting you want, let's say, trying to get rid of toxins, but when you replenish with the same shit that you put in before that made you, you know, force you to have to do the detox, well then, you're not winning. You're in a perpetual cycle. Perpetual defeat, if you want to call it that. I don't like being in a cycle of perpetual defeat. I'm sure you don't either. So how do you break away from that? Make stronger choices. That's going to have a bigger influence on your DNA and mitochondria. And the powerhouses is always is and always will be water. It's crucial. I don't care what anybody says. And then when you have a little toolbox like this that does magic inside the body. Now you're really going to win, because if you watch the previous episode, I think it was on Thursday, where there was a fellow, Antonicelli, 26 years old, was at Venice Beach, Gold's Gym in Venice Beach. Passed away at 26 years old. This guy was fit like crazy. Okay, so he's maximizing those 78 genes to make himself look, superb. What about all the other several thousand? Was he fixing those? Obviously, it wasn't the case, because he's gone. So that's why I'm saying, you could be exercising and do everything right, and you look good on the outside, but what about inside the body? That's what also matters. And only you know if it's good or not, because how it feels. That's the silent communication. Learn how to listen to that. Can this help with that silent communication? Because I feel it. I feel the difference. The energy I had yesterday in the Feel It Friday, superb. I mentioned that I had to fight a little bit of the mental, especially in the last part, because I did a lot of reps in the first round. But my heart rate was low. And I was looking at it on at my phone. I was looking at the monitor and I said, how come my heart rate so low? And I was doing a lot of reps. And with the skipping at a high pace. So to keep the heart rate up. But yet my heart rate was low. I'm like, how is this possible? What's going on here? Oxygen in the body. Because of the bone broth soup I was eating the day before. I had 3 bowls of it. 3. So, did I have more, higher concentration of oxygen in the body? So what does this tell me? Should I drink more water overall? I think so. I think there's value in drinking more, because normally I just drink maybe 2 or 3 of these a day. That's it. I don't think I have to drink more, but when I have the soup and then I see the results of it the next day, I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe I should drink a little bit more. So it's just food for thought for me. And I think I will experiment with that to see how things change, and if I notice any patterns, changes in those patterns, because it's important. So, if you want to learn more about the water, how to make it, how to get it, there's that QR code right there. It'll take you to unlockyourBioenergy.godaddysites.com. Otherwise, you can also follow me on Facebook. This is my account. You can see here. Right? Screen mirror, you know, I'm showing you directly my account. And when you go to, just fix this here, unlockyourBioenergy.godaddysites.com, you'll find this mirrored. You'll find this is the website. I'm on all different social media platforms as well. If you want to learn about the X39 specifically, click on this button here. If you want to make your purchase of X39, if you're ready to do so, click here. And it'll take you to this webpage. Click on any of the images, and it'll take you directly to lifewave.com/Gordon Tomazic, Tomazic. That's my first and last name, my real name. I am a registered brand partner with LifeWave. And yes, I'm wearing the X39, which is right here. As I stated earlier, today's day number 243. And you don't know until you try it. I'm telling you. Stick with it. If you try it, you stick with it. You're going to start to feel the difference. Because it works. I'm proving it to you. 6 days a week. And today is going to be hopefully another piece of evidence where that was a title I wanted to talk about, oxygen therapy, but that's okay. So, I kind of calculated. Today, I want to do 250 skips in the fitness test in 69 seconds. So that means I have to skip at a pace at 3.623 skips per second. So that would have to be at a pace of a minimum 217.39. But I'm going to set the metronome at 218. Which, you can see here, which will be at 218. And of course my Bluetooth speakers. So that's going to be the pace, 218. For 69 seconds, trying to get the 250 skips. But that will be after I warm up with this rope. And I'm going to set the metronome back down to, I think, 160. I don't want to be too fast. Yesterday I did 165, it's lots. I just want to warm up the body, so that's the goal for today. And let's see if I can do it. I'm testing myself. And if this is of interest to you, then it should be. Watch along. Try to do it yourself. See if you can keep up with me. I'm not anyone particular special. I'm just testing myself. Just to see if I can do it. And which is progression. Because in order to do the skipping faster, you got to have the mind-muscle connection and the electricity in the body, the bioelectricity. What powers that? Well, oxygen, the water, does, genes, they all work together to do it. Add the minerals from the salt. I like Redmond real salt. I had a pinch of salt earlier today. I'm ready to roll. I even shoveled the snow outside today. It's minus 17 this morning. Minus 17 degrees Celsius. It's cold. I was out there moving the snow. So I got a little bit of a warm-up. But now I'm going to do an official warm-up. Let's get with it. So there's the heart rate from yesterday. It's still on the screen. You can see how it's lower in the first round. Second round, higher. Hot water heater is running now, so that's the noise in the background. All right. Ah, wrong thing. 10-minute hit. Let's begin. You see my heart rate in the 50s? I'm a cool cucumber. And today, the Buddy Lee Rope Master. That's my rope of choice. So the metronome is at 160 beats per minute. So when the screen turns green, that's when I'm gonna match that pace, warm up my body for a second time. I could keep going at that pace, but I want to save some energy for the actual fitness test itself. I also had more of the bone broth soup last night, so I think it will have an influence today. -17 outside. Has an effect in the basement here, being the lowest part of the house. Heat always goes higher, and I can feel the rope. The vinyl rope is affected by the temperature. Probably one of the reasons why it feels like it's tripping a little bit, or I'm tripping on it. It's shorter, shrinks it. So I'm just kind of holding the handles on its longest point, so the tips of the rope is farther away. Or the rope itself is farther from my body. Oh my goodness. I'm beginning to wonder if I'll be able to do the fitness test at that speed. I need to stay focused, stay relaxed. Oh yeah, feels good. Alright, hot water heater is done doing its thing. And you'll be able to hear the rope for the fitness test nice and clearly. turn this. So I'm going to set it at, what did I say it was? 218. So that's going to be the pace. When the 2 minutes is done, just going to grab a little bit of deuterium-free 114-degree molecular bond angle water. Just to replenish. So that 10 minutes just warms up the body. I feel pretty relaxed. All right, now the fitness test. I will be using the original rope that I started using back in 2017. So here is the rope with the kink in it. Okay, that my friend Josh, I think, kind of maybe had an influence on that, but that's okay. So you can see here it's a 9-foot length rope, and it's a 1/4 pound rope. So with it being longer, it takes more effort to actually spin the rope. And I actually have to change this timer, I just realized. So it's going to be 109. There we go. So that's 69 seconds at a pace of 218 beats per minute, so 250 skips. The goal is to get all 250 in the 69 seconds with the heavier rope. So the question is, can I actually do it? I was successful in getting it last week at 215. What did I say? 215? Yes, 215. And the amount of fatigue that I felt last week was, it was building, especially the last 10 seconds. So, you know, that's when you start fighting the mental fatigue. I don't count the skips in my head when I'm doing it. I just follow the metronome just to make sure I can keep the mind-muscle connection at its highest level for the entire fitness stress test. And by doing that, does it help? Yeah, I think so. I think it does. Because it's easier to dance to some music or something, but I'm not playing music, just the metronome. So, of course, the Bluetooth speaker shut off again. Let's see if it... Alright. That's good. So, 218 beats per minute. Water being absorbed. Maybe I'll wait another minute or so. My heart rate has kind of stabilized, and I do hold the rope right at the tip like this, so that way I'm making it the most, I guess, comfortable for me. Some of you might have to hold it at a longer angle, you know, but whichever. So just keep practice. Alright, feels good. That length. Alright. Just kind of get a feel for the bearings, and because there are bearings in this rope. I haven't done anything to it, so they're squeaky. You can hear the squeak. Alright. The excitement is starting to build a little bit. My heart rate's up. Look at that. Just gonna breathe a few deep breaths just to calm down. Alright. I think I'm ready. So, let's give it a shot. 5, 4. Oh, wow. Whew. That was hard. I don't know if I did it or not. .218 is starting to get up there for a strong pace, especially to keep holding that at that tempo. Because I could start to feel the fatigue set in. I don't know, I think it was around the 17-second mark. I could kind of see the number on the screen. Not completely, because it's not that big. But I think it was the 17-second mark where I could feel it. Start to feel it, at least that fatigue. Oh. All right. So let's have a look at the heart rate monitor. Oh, come on. So, just a quick date stamp here. December 13th, 2025. Starting time 11:28 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right. Wow. Okay. I hit the maximum heart rate here of 170. So I think that was here. If I just kind of guide it around. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, maybe. I don't know where it was. Whether it was here or here. I don't know. It's hard to say. But 170. So based on that mathematical formula, 220 less my age. That should be my maximum heart rate, but if you have followed me for any period of time, you know that 171 that's just a number, because this thing measured what was 212 was on Wednesday, I think, this past week. So 171 is nothing for me, and obviously I walk around as if everything's normal, because it is. And it could be normal for you as well. See that QR code right there? What's your number one problem or complaint? Number one recovery complaint. Red light's not working for you? Maybe it's time to try the X39. And you wear it every single day. You don't have to spend, I don't know how big these red light booths are, but there's a lot of LEDs in them. There's no electromagnetic fields in this. It's all organic. So, what would you rather do? Expose yourself to more electromagnetic fields, or perhaps something that's natural? You be the judge. I like the natural stuff. On top of that, with drinking the cleanest and most absorbable water. That way it enables me to live well, live long, but most importantly, live young. And you can too. Start today. Join me. 6 days a week. I teach you how to strengthen the muscle. Maybe it's time to lift the shirt off, to show you that, hey, what I'm doing actually works. I think I took a before picture. I have it somewhere, like when I started, way back when, in April-ish, because I did have a higher body fat percentage, and now I'm down. But still maintaining the muscle. And I could strict curl 40, no problem. That's a good weight. So for those who out there that think, 40 pound dumbbells in the arm, each one, it's a good weight. It's like one plate each, right? So with the added bar, it's another, 30 pounds. So it's, that's a good weight. So if you think my guidance and teaching is worth supporting me, please do so. I'd appreciate it. And that way it keeps me motivated to keep doing this. And I don't ask for a penny to do this. Not one. Not one penny. So they say, what you give out to the world always comes back 10 times. Maybe one day it will. It hasn't happened yet. But I just keep praying. So, have a good day. We'll see you on Monday for Move It Monday. It's going to be pull exercises on Monday. And maybe I'm going to introduce some new things that I'm going to do. So switch it up a little bit. So we'll see you then. Have a nice Saturday. Enjoy your Sunday. make sure to take some time off to say thank you, being grateful, and that's it for today. Bye for now.